of Steve Harvey, where I was just on the Steve Harvey show on Monday. The episode actually aired. Thank you, Nicole. It actually aired yesterday. And so I'm going to talk to y'all about that real quick. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who showed your support, those who liked it, who commented, who shared. I woke up and people were just tagging me and, like, oh my God, is this you? Is this you? And I was like, yeah, it's me. She said, the ladies I brought to Georgia for the event tagged me in it. Awesome. Yeah. So, hey, Angela. But yeah, again, thank you, Harvey. If you have not watched the episode is live. It is on the Steve Harvey, Steve on Watch Facebook page. So you can actually go back and watch it there. Tag me, share it, so we can continue to get those views up. And, if you're on Instagram, make sure you tag me in your stories so that we can continue to share and get other eyes on it. Hey, Asia. Hey, Jeremy. But yeah, so one of the things that you all know that I walk by faith, right? And when God shows me something, I absolutely believe him, right? No questions asked. I do believe him. And when I was 12 years old, God had shown me that I was going to be on television. The fullness of that hasn't even manifested yet, but God showed me that I was going to be on television. And Steve Harvey, so this is how huge this is. My family can tell you that I am a huge Steve Harvey fan. I have loved Steve Harvey since his first stand-up comedy show, Kings of Comedy, the Steve Harvey show, with him and Said and the Entertainer. And I followed his career, wholeheartedly. I've been glued to him. I think his wisdom is impeccable. And again, I'm a huge Steve Harvey fan. And so when his talk show aired, God showed me a vision that, I would be on his show. He showed me a vision and he told me that I would be on the Steve Harvey show. Now, I wrote it in my journal because when God gives me something, I record it so that I can go back and remind him of his promises. I can remind myself of his promises when I get discouraged or when things just look like they're not going to happen. And so I wrote it down. And I continue to, to just move and go on about what God had told me to do. Well, many of you probably know that his original show was canceled. And so Kelly Clarkson's show took his place. And I was bummed, but I was not going to allow doubt to dismantle what God had destined. So I need y'all to share this and say with the caption, don't allow doubt. I'm going to type it in the comments. Don't allow doubt to dismantle what God has destined. Okay. Hey, Chanel, I'm going to type that in there. So share this video and I want you to type that caption. Don't allow doubt to dismantle what God has destined. And so again, when the initial show was canceled, okay, I was bummed, but I reminded God of what he said, of what was written. And so when you know anything about how God moves, when the vision is written, when it's written, that thing is a contract. It becomes a covenant, a contract. And the contract has to meet all requirements, okay, and fulfill everything that is in that contract. Right. And so I reminded God of what he promised me. I said, now, look, God, now you told me that I was going to be on the Steve Harvey show. Now, this show has gotten canceled. Now, I don't know how you're going to do it. If you're going to give him his own network, I don't know how you're going to do it. I said, but I'm reminding you of what you promised me. And so that's exactly what I did. And I continue to prepare. I continue to show up on people's platforms. I continue to be interviewed. I continue to get on these lives. Every time any type of doubt would try to present itself to me, I would just go back and I would continue to remind him of what he said, because I was not going to allow doubt to dismantle what God had destined. And not only that, Once the producer reached out to me, initially I was like, this is probably a scam, because I had been getting a lot of people with these scam emails that wanted me to promote something, or they wanted me to pay to be on a platform. And here's what's so crazy. Now, this is going to really help many of you. Before the real things, the counterfeit will always present itself, right? Before the real thing, the counterfeit will always present itself. Right before I got the call, the message from the producer from the Steve Harvey show, I had gotten another email from this other company that was basically going to get me on TV shows and on the news and on all of these other platforms, but they wanted me to pay them for it. And so I said, now, God, you said my gift will make room for me. Now, I don't mind if it's something that, you're telling me to go out and invest in or do or anything like that. I said, but you told me that I was going to be on the Steve Harvey show. There are other things that he's promised me as well, right? And so right when I was considering, let me help y'all with this real quick, and then I'm going to talk to y'all about some marketing. I'm going to tell y'all about the other stuff. But right when I was considering investing in this other situation, I clearly heard him say, that is not what I sent you. That is not what I sent you. So the guy called me that morning and God said, tell him you're not interested. Right? Now, mind you, I just had walked away from YouTube too. So that's a whole other story. And I may get into that and I may not. But he said, tell him you're not interested. Whenever God tells me to walk away from something that seems amazing and that seems like it could be the greatest thing, when he tells me to walk away, he has something so much bigger and better for me. When I tell you, when I told that guy I was not interested, the same day, later that evening, is when I got the email from the producer of the Steve Harvey show. Now, what would have happened had I taken this counterfeit offer? It would have derailed me from what was already destined. The same day, later that evening, I literally received the email from the producer of the Steve Harvey show when God told me, tell that guy you're not interested. I did not send him. And the offer before sounded great. I mean, they had stats, they had testimonies, they had all these things. And again, had I listened, had I not listened and taken heed, I would have forfeited or derailed what was destined for me. Thank you, Kalila. I decree that. I'm in agreement with that. And so again, I got the email from the Steve Harvey producer the exact same day. And he set up a call to contact me. And when we talked, the call was only supposed to last 15 minutes. The producer and I stayed on the phone for an hour. I still got record of it for an hour. And he said, this call was only supposed to last 15 minutes, but it was like we connected, we clicked, and he was determined to make sure that he did what he had to do to get me on the show. That was favor because I was now in alignment, right? I was in alignment. So it was favor that was flowing through me from beginning till the end. So after I talked to the producer, he said, well, I will give you a call, and it was going to be a week. Thank you all for sharing. Yes, please share. And he said that I would give you a call in a week. And the week passed by, I hadn't heard anything. So discouragement would try to kick in. But again, I was not going to allow discouragement to kick in, because if discouragement happened, then doubt would happen. And if doubt came in, then it would dismantle what God had destined. And so I just continued to remind God. I said, you know what? I said, God, I know what you promised me. I know what you said to me, right? But here's the thing. I also had to position myself for this opportunity. So a lot of people would think, that it just happened. No, I kept preparing for this opportunity. I kept positioning myself so that I could be found. So when the opportunity came, I was already prepared. I was ready. I didn't have to get prepared. Let me tell you something. When I talked to the producer, he said, well, what we normally do is we do a run through to set up everything and all this, da 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 da. He said, we give you the certain things that you can't have, you need to have this set up and da 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 da. I said, yeah. I said, I do lives all the time. I said, I'm a YouTube influencer. I said, I was a YouTube influencer. I said, so I do lives all the time. I said, I have the ring light. I said, my office is already set up for it. And he was like, oh, well, we're not going to have to do anything but just turn the camera on for you, right? I said, yes, I've been prepared for this. I said, I am prepared for this, right? And so he was laughing. He was like, I like you, because they have to go through so many other things for, other people that were coming on, but I was already prepared. So while people think that going live is not a big deal, or they think showing up on platforms to be interviewed by people's platforms that you think are not a big deal, God is always preparing you for where he's taking you to. And so every time I got an interview opportunity, when someone asked me to be on, I took it and made it a priority. I didn't have do it. I didn't have step. I prepared every single time, every step of the way. Okay. And so again, when we got ready to, she said, and we have a word. And when we got ready to do the test run, and they went through everyone else's screen, they went through everyone else's shots and stuff. And when the guy got on, he said, your shot is literally perfect. You're perfectly centered. Your light is amazing. He said, your background is beautiful. He kept coming back to me. He kept everybody, even when we got on to actually do the actual recording, everyone that got on, they kept complimenting me on my background. Everyone, they kept complimenting me on my background, my apparel, what I had on. They were asking, who designed your backdrop? Who did your background? I said, I did my own background. And they were like, oh my God, like you're a pro, right? Because here's the thing, and this is going to bring me into marketing, right? At the end of the day, no matter how many people see that video, they are going to remember Dr. Shamika Dean. They're going to remember me. Why? Because I had the right setup. My background was prepared. My colors popped. Everything, because I prepared for that moment. I didn't wait until the day of. I didn't wait until the week before. I've been preparing for this moment ever since God showed me that I was going to be on that show. And I treated it as if I was sitting right in front of Steve Harvey in person. And I treated it as if it was an amazing opportunity. Why? Because it was. And so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or anyone else says. They will remember Dr. Shamika Dean. They're going to remember it because I set it up. And when it comes, and that is how I move in everything that I do. The people that have attended my courses, the people that have attended the launch of the next level, the people that have attended my events, guess what? They are going to remember me, whether they like me, love me, or want to leave me. They will always remember the experience. And so that is how I approach everything in life. Number one, I position myself properly so that when the opportunity comes, when it presents itself, I am already prepared, right? I prepare and I position myself properly. Not only that, I make sure that I'm going to stand out. And I don't do it to get people, I don't do it for esteem issues. I do it because my job and my purpose is to leave a lasting impression in the lives of anyone that I come in contact with, any platform that I'm on. You will remember me. When I did Think in Color, guess what? They remember me. Why? Because my background was popping. My colors were popping. I made sure I stood out, and I didn't try to be anyone that I wasn't. I showed up as 100% Shamika Dean. And when they were asking me about YouTube and all that stuff, I showed them Auntie Mika, Shamika Dean, Mika, every aspect, the totality of who I am as an individual. It showed up. When I did TubeBuddy, they remembered me. Why? And that's why TubeBuddy came back and asked me to do another segment on their channel by myself. Why? Because I make sure that they will remember me. And so that is what marketing is all about. How did I get it? Because I marketed myself. I made sure that I stood out from the crowd. I made sure that I became the centerpiece that draw all attention to me when anybody laid eyes on that camera. When they came into the room, I did not take it lightly. I wasn't in my kitchen. I wasn't in my bedroom. I wasn't in my car. My light wasn't dim, my sound was amazing, and my background stood out. So again, and that's why I told y'all I was going to get to this whole marketing piece, because that is what marketing is. Marketing is making sure that people remember you. So that means even though if they go shopping, window shopping for someone else who may do what you do, they will remember you. And it's something that's going to draw them back to you because of the way that you showed up and showed out. She says you can be professional and still be authentic. Absolutely. I do not allow people to identify who I am or how I should show up, because the authenticity is what literally is going to prepare you, and it's what's going to compel people to come to you, is your authenticity. People who are looking for someone like themselves, people are looking for someone that they know that they are called to be, who are operating in a vein and a lane that they're called to operate in. They are looking for that. And when you show up as yourself, people see that and they're like, you know what? I like that girl. Or I even have people that say, I don't really like her, but I respect her so much. Right? And so again, that's what marketing is all about. It is about positioning yourself. Marketing, you know, the right way is when you can show up in the room, and it doesn't matter if it's 1,000 people or 100,000 people. When you show up, people are going to notice you. There's something about you that they're going to notice, right? When I was, when I went to, we went to Nashville, my husband and I, a couple of weeks ago, and I was walking across the street around the corner, and the woman noticed me. She was just like, I noticed you from way over there. I was just like, oh my God. I love her necklace. I had on a necklace, a yellow necklace. But marketing is being a statement piece. Marketing is being a says, how can we not love you? I don't know why people don't. I don't know, Sid. I don't know why they don't. Why? I don't know why they wouldn't love me. I'm so lovable, right? But you know, and so again, that's what marketing is. So when people say, well, how did this happen? I positioned myself properly. I prepared for the opportunity. I stood out. I became a statement piece. I showed up and showed out in my 100% authenticity. And that is what happened. And the door opened because, first of all, I believed it. First of all, I believed it. When God said it to me, I believed it. And I always tell people this: if you can doubt, you can believe. You probably seen that quote around there somewhere, because I know somebody stole it off my page. But if you can doubt, you can believe, because both are a choice. It's a decision to say, I am not going to look at circumstances, situations, or statistics. I'm going to believe what God said about me, what he said I can have, who he said I am, what he says I can do. And that is how I move. And so that's why people don't understand when I make moves, crazy moves, right? They don't understand it. But at the end of the day, guess what? It always yields exponential results. It yields exponential results, right? Because that's how I'm going to always move. When I walked away from YouTube, people thought I was crazy, but walked away from YouTube have actually positioned me for the Steve Harvey opportunity, the Thinkific, right? It positioned me because I chose to walk away from what I knew God was telling me to walk away from, so that I could really be in alignment with, you know, with what he has called me to do in this particular season of my life. Nicole says, that's one of the many things I learned from you when my course drops, Pure Excellence. Absolutely. And yes, excellence is the standard, right? No subpar. Excellence is definitely the standard. But that's how it happens, y'all. That's how it happens. I know how to position myself. I know how to market. If I don't know anything else, I know how to market. I am a marketing genius, and nobody, and hands down, nobody can tell me anything differently. I don't seek for anybody to approve or pat me on my back about it. I'm a marketing genius. There's nothing that I can't market the way that if I really put the work in and the effort, is going to prosper. So you're going to have to do some crazy things sometimes, because that's what faith looks like. It doesn't look to be understood. Faith looks like you do it even if no one understands it. Even if no one understands it but you, if no one is clapping but you, that is what faith looks like. She says, always we must operate. Kay says we must operate in the spirit of excellence because he is excellent. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know if I had treated the opportunity like it was subpar and was nothing, guess what happened? It wouldn't have yielded the results. And a lot of people, were asking me, why didn't you tell anyone? Why didn't you share it? Because when I got ready to share, God says, don't show them the shift. He said, you don't have to announce your shift. He said, just show up new and they'll see you. He also said that the shift won't be advertised, but it will be televised. And I told y'all I was dropping hints subtly and preparing y'all for it the whole time, right? And so here's the thing about marketing. And the reason I'm talking about it is because, again, my Map to Millions Marketing Intensive is almost sold out. It is September 26th, and I only have 4 slots left for that. And again, so people were asking me, they said, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you, post about it? I said, because number one, I needed to know that I had made enough noise out here in these streets where I didn't even have to announce it. I said, I needed to know that I had done the due diligence, that I had marketed myself in such a way and built such a booming brand that people would see me, notice me, and they would identify that that's who I was. And so that's why I didn't share it, because again, I needed to know that I had put in work. Okay. Thank you, Kay. I love y'all, man. I had put enough work, built a booming brand, that my voice had a unique sound, that my reputation preceded me, so that when people saw me on the Steve Harvey show, that they would immediately say, I know her. That is Dr. Shamika Dean. And so even when it dropped, I saw it on the page. Immediately when they uploaded it, I saw it because I have the notifications on. So whenever Steve Harvey uploads a new video or anything, I get notifications. So I saw when it dropped, but I did not share it. I didn't share it. I didn't comment on it. And for hours, I waited hours. If you go back and look at the timestamp of when he posted it and when I shared it, you'll see the timestamp. There were hours before I ever even shared it. But the whole time, people were tagging me, commenting, Shamika, is this you? Shamika, is this you? Is this you? Is this you? I was getting those notifications all day long. People were asking me, I think that's her. It was like, did you just do something on the Steve Harvey show? My mom knew, but she forgot. But so she called me. She's like, my mom said, did you just do an interview with Tyler Perry? I said, Steve Harvey, mama. She was like, yeah, Steve. I said, yes, ma'am. Well, where can I find it? I said, it's on Facebook. But I'd already sent her the info, but my mom doesn't really check her messages like that. And she said she had forgotten. But, again, a brand and your marketing, if you do it right, your reputation should precede you. See, my real, raw, and relatable approach to life, my tone, my voice, the way that I speak, the way that I position myself, when people saw me, they automatically knew it was me. And here's another thing. I got a completely different hairstyle when I was on the show. So if you all know me, and I have new hair today, but if you all know, my hairstyle is shaved all around the sides, right? And it's long on this side, but it's shaved all around the side. When I did Steve Harvey show, guess what? I got braids. Intentionally. I got braids. And so thank you. And so people, again, even with me having braids, Okay, Kay, yes, new hair. Who that's? Who that's? But even with me having braids, even with me not announcing it, even with me not sharing and doing a promotion and all this stuff, people still immediately knew it was me. They knew it was me. And here's another thing, it didn't have my last name on there. It just only had my first name, not my last name. So people still knew that it was me because I have built a brand and I've learned how to market in a way that my name, my reputation precedes me. And so if you want to know what a brand is your it is your business's reputation, and your reputation should precede you. So when people start talking about Shamika Dean, Next Level Business Academy, when they start talking about the Queen of Restoration, when they start talking about the positioning yourself to be a wife, A Mile in My Shoes, the movement, the Ultimate Wife Movie Club, all of that stuff, I have literally built a brand where I do not have to keep announcing myself or announcing what I'm working on, because people see it, because that is how I market. And I am very intentional in everything that I do. And I position my clients to do the exact same thing. That is why one of my clients just let me know that she had 2 millionaire clients. She actually just texted me again today that she hired an assistant, and she already has 3 new people that want to work with her. And she actually was booked up for 6 months using the marketing strategies that I gave. So that's why when I host my Map to Millions Marketing Intensive, that's why I limit it, because I know that people are going to get crazy results. And especially at this price point, people are crazy enough not to jump on it, because to work with me and any other capacity is at least 5 figures. She said, yes, and your Steve, and on Steve, your centerpiece, that necklace was gorgeous. Yes, I needed to make sure, number one, I needed a color to contrast, to pop on my background. So what I did was I added flowers, pink and purple flowers up against this with some white in it. And my dress was yellow so that I would stand out. And then I created I put on my pearls, my big pearls, so that even if all they remember was the pearls, they'll remember that. Even if they don't remember the pink flowers, they will remember that, right? Yes, Kay, you better tell them. She already knows how I get down. She says, y'all better get on it. I'm going to put the link in here because I only have 4 slots left anyways. It's only $4.97. I'm not going to try to shock you with a price, tell you when you get there, you're like, oh my God. No, I'm going to let you know it's only $497 because it's a $5,000 value. And that's why I only have 4 spots left, because people jumped on it when I put it out there. But I put the link in the caption, in the comment section, and you should be able to click on it right there and secure your spot. But yeah, so that is, that's how that went down. A lot of people, have been complaining, talking about 2020 is canceled and all of that stuff. 2020 has definitely been rough, but God has literally prospered me in the midst of a pandemic. I've had one of the best years financially. And as far as my influence and everything in my life, I've had one of the best years in business ever. In the midst of a pandemic. I'm literally birthing millionaires in the midst of a pandemic. My clients are soaring. My clients are doing numbers that they've never done before, that they didn't think were possible. Right. And the thing about it is, the way that I market, all of my clients are in completely different industries. Like every one of my clients are in completely different industries. They range from boutique owners, accountants, pageant participants, credit specialists, paparazzi consultants, right? So my clientele is so versatile. Thank you, Rodney. It's so versatile because my strategies are versatile. She said that page looks like marketing. Of course, I do everything in excellence. Do you teach about interview tips? No, I don't. I don't teach about interview tips. That's not something I specialize in. That's right. That sales page is bomb. All right. It's fire. I know. Because everything has to be done in excellence. I love that she said his promises are pandemic proof. Absolutely. Yes, they are. They are pandemic proof. I love that. And matter of fact, I'm going to pull up the link. I'm going to pull up the page right now and share my screen so that y'all can actually see the page so that you can go ahead and secure your spot in the Map to Millions Marketing Intensive. Let me share my screen real quick so you can see. Let me see. So boom. And this right here is going to be updated to say as seen on Steve Harvey. I have to send that to my designer so that she can fix it for me. But boom. So what do you get? Because I'm telling you, people have tried all of these other things because most of the times, and people, gurus teach you what they know. They teach you, what has been used in the past, but a lot of those things they're not converting anymore. And that's why people are still stuck. So you got the Facebook groups, the freebies, the webinars that didn't win, the subpar tools, tips, tools, and tutorial tricks, right? You got the failed Facebook groups, flop freebies, all of that. But as y'all can see, in less than 2 months, my clientele has more than tripled. The part-time gig is now a lucrative, fully functioning business. Currently have a wait list of clients to work with me. Dr. Dean's cutting-edge strategies have played a key role in the exponential growth of my company's visibility and profitability. So think about it. Why isn't anyone buying your products? You're putting them out there. You're posting all day, right? Nobody's buying them, right? And basically, I'm going to show you how to finally get clarity. And that way to do that is mapping out your marketing strategy. And so in that course, I also teach you, hold on. Oh, that's it. It's so cute. My page is so gorgeous. But I only have 4 slots left again. But in this Map to Millions Marketing Intensive, we're going to talk about how to build a booming brand. So solidifying a strong brand message, mapping out your messaging, because the money is in your messaging. I was just talking to one of my one-on-one clients today. And I was, and I was telling her, I was talking to her and I was telling her, I said, hey, your messaging is off right here. And that is why people are booking, but not following through, because your messaging is missing right here. It's not connecting, right? And she's just like, oh my God, no one ever told me that. I said, because they're teaching you how to build credit, but they're not teaching you how to make money or how to market. They don't teach you how to market. And that's what the problem is. Audience attraction is about positioning yourself properly in front of the right people so that you can stop pitching and petitioning from people to purchase from you. And then marketing like a mogul. Get the marketing strategies that make you the go-to person in your industry. And then client clarification. The clearer you are about who you are called to serve and how you're called to serve them, the more and the easier it will be for you to convert. And that's another thing that people get stuck on, because most people think that they're called to everybody. They literally think, I just want to help, anybody who needs it. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't help anybody who need it. You cater to the people you're called to. And that's what people get. Hey, hey, Frankie, how are you? And again, that's where people get stuck, because they're trying to cater to people they aren't called to. And so they're not having any conversions. And so that's what I'm going to be teaching you in this Map to Millions Marketing Intensive. But yeah, so I'm excited. If you're just tuning in, make sure that you share this video, this broadcast with others, so that they can get this good work as well. Yes. Cater to the people you're called to. Like, stop trying to be the all, what is it? The be all to everyone. That's not your audience. You're not called to everyone. But people think that they're going to miss out on money if they only focus on this particular group of people. No. The more people that want what you have to offer, that are struggling with the things that you can help them, that you are the solution to, are the people that are going to continue to come to you. But if you don't know who they are, and I'm telling you, a lot of people have strategy and still have no idea who their audience is. No idea. And I can tell by your messaging. I can tell by the video content that you're putting out. I can tell by the flyers that you have 1,000,001 words on a flyer. Like, stop. Thank you, Shanika. But again, yeah, stop. I'm not even going to talk about the flyers today because y'all know how I feel about that. I said the other day, you know, if I get one more flyer that looked like somebody then gone on to heaven, I'm just gonna report their page. Like, I'm done. I'm tired of it. Looking like a fume flyer, and it is a birthday flyer. I thought Poe KC had gone on to glory. And thank you. And it was a birthday flyer. I was just like, really, y'all? Like, why do you have gates of heaven and wings on a birthday flyer? You standing in the gate, and I'm gonna report their page. I just can't. Courtney, I am actually turning this Map to Millions marketing intensive. I'm actually going to be turning this into a part of my sales funnel, one of my low end 5K offers. So what you can do is purchase the recording. So once you enroll, you'll have the option to also purchase the recording. And so if you want to do that way, even if you're not there, you will still get the content. Yeah, I said I was just going to report their page. Like, I just can't. Like, who does that? Like, seriously, who does that? I mean, y'all just made OKC. I literally, truly thought KC was going on to be with the Lord. I even saw another one with Betty White on the magazine cover, and it literally looked like they had like they were planning her funeral. I was just like, y'all know what? Y'all not going to do this to me in 2020. You're not going to do this to me in 2020. Let Betty alone, okay? Let her alone. Shucks. I know. I was like, I'm just wasting my prayers, and because they yet alive. And who I should have been praying for was the graphic designer. Lord, anoint their hands, please. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like, I didn't send condolences. I'm trying to find out where to send flowers and things, praying for the family. Lord, be their strength and their peace. And it is because I thought it was a funeral flyer, and it was a birthday flyer. I can't with these people. Just throw the whole flyer in the nearest trash can. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100, $200. Just throw it in the trash, please. Goodness. Y'all, bad marketing burns both of my biscuits, okay? What is the difference between the next level? The next level is not a marketing strategy. It doesn't focus specifically on marketing. This is for high-level marketing strategies, and that's the difference. So and also the next level is for course creation only. This marketing intensive is no matter what industry, product, or service you're in that you're trying to promote. Like T.I. says, expeditiously fire. You are welcome. Latoya, are you in the academy? I didn't know if you were in there or not. I think you are. Yeah, you're in there. You posted today, I think. Yeah, that was you. You posted today, earlier today. I think that was. All right. Well, that's all she wrote. Yeah, so I remember now. I saw you posted earlier today. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, make sure you share and invite others to join and watch this broadcast. For those who, I'm going to put the link in here one more time for the Maps to Millions Marketing Intensive. And thank you so much, Kalila. I will do. I like to fly. I don't even like to drive. I don't like to ride. I like to fly. So I have no choice but to soar out here in these streets, right? Because I love to fly. I like to get there quick. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Enjoy your night. I'm gonna go eat some taco soup. God bless you. Love you immensely and intensely. Until we meet again, may the Lord watch. Now let me stop. All right, love y'all. Talk to y'all later.